you
No.
I don't
Hello?
know if I feel
No.
offended about it. The fact that
What's up, bro?
Welcome to the WUBro podcast with Neri Saenz, Mike Mercadal, and Mike Valdez. We talk movies, sports, pop culture, and it's funny, bro. The way Harvey Dent didn't realize it was a Joker, and the Joker took his mask, his little surgical mask off. Like, it's like he has the face painting, he has the face paint, but he has a surgical mask on. And the moment he takes the surgical mask on, he's like, wait a minute, you're the Joker? And it's like, wait, what? You couldn't tell it was the Joker because of the surgery. And that one little reel or TikTok ruined their, I can never take it seriously anymore.
Welcome to the party, pal.
And my parents, I swear to God, my parents look at this like when a character from Chicago Fire comes into Chicago PD, dude, that's like Spider-Man being in an Iron Man movie. It is insane.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
I'm just glad I like vanilla, boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
I want my money's worth. Come on.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
What's up, man?
Hello.
Oh, what's going on? Welcome to the What's Up, Bro podcast. I am Neri Saenz. With me, as usual, is
Mike Valdez.
Mike Valdez, man. So Mercadal is not here. Mercadal is not here.
Yeah.
He, I think he got picked up by ICE or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's on
And,
assignment. He's doing VO work for an ICE propaganda thing. So
Yeah. It's just. I wonder how much. I wonder how much it would take. How much money it would take. Right? You're like, I would never do that. You know, like $10 million. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, you'd be
They're
surprised.
coming into our country.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many actors would be an ICE agent. So
Yeah.
well,
there's that Dean Cain guy. Whatever happened to him? Is he still an ICE agent? I know he got injured.
Is he still an actor? I don't know.
That's such a true statement. That's an honest question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. I was talking about this right before the video, the intro started. But the fact that you, I feel like remember that episode? Did you ever watch Seinfeld?
Yeah, I love Seinfeld.
So Seinfeld, he has that episode. There's that episode where Elaine is dating a bald guy, but he's not bald because he has to be. He just does it by choice.
Yeah.
And George Costanza takes some kind of offense to that. He's like,
Sure.
That's my lifestyle, whatever. It's like basically my lifestyle is not your cosplay type of deal.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel like when I see you wearing a baseball hat. I was like,
that's so funny.
You have great hair. What the fuck are you doing?
So
what are you doing? So offensive to me. I'm like, is that? And then I actually had to question myself. I'm like, is that offensive? I'm like, I don't know, man, but it's such a waste.
I mean, I will be honest, man. Like I'm not a person that looks good in hats, but like the dad hat just looks good on me for some reason. And like it's really easy for me to just throw it on. And like considering what we're talking about, my hat says slut for early 2000s Disney Channel original movies. And so that's why I wore it. But at the same time, yeah, I completely agree. Like, I always said that I don't look good in hats because my hair is too nice. But then, you start getting into a point where you're like going to the gym and you want to keep your hair out of your face. And now I just now I just wear it because I like it.
You're singing to the choir, brother. I know what it's like to have your hair, to have your luscious hair just getting in the way of your workout.
Bro, there's something so funny, by the way. I want to share this with the audience because they don't get to see it like I do, where you do this thing where you will say something right before the intro starts and it cuts you off. And it's so funny because like the entire intro, I'm like, what was Derry trying to tell me? Like, and so like, because you literally were like, it's so funny because I was just, hello. And I'm like, come on, like you did this like 3 episodes ago where you were like, Valdez, are you a hairy dude? Hello, I was like, how am I supposed to answer that?
That's fantastic. Well, in all fairness, I don't like, especially when Mercadal's not here, because Mercadal's the producer of the show, because he's the one that technically, like, again, I'm out in the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm recording from my phone,
Mhm.
so I don't have the same view that a full computer or laptop would have, like I don't.
Right.
So when it comes to like the intro music and intro stuff and then the layouts, like Mike does all of that. Mercadal does all of that. So I never know, like I thought I was just gonna press record or like go live on a StreamYard, and it was gonna go live. I didn't know that Mercadal apparently set it up so that when you press go live, the intro immediately starts, but I didn't know that. So I'm here talking. I'm like, fuck it, we'll just go live. And I'm like talking to you and pressing go live type of, and then the intro starts. And I was like, oh, never mind. I cut myself off. I was like, hey, you know what I did? You know what's pissing me off? And then the intro starts. I'm like, oh,
it's very funny. It's just very funny.
That.
At this point, I just see it. At this point, regardless of whether you see it as this or not, I just think it's a bit that you do now. Like where it's just like right before we start, I'm just gonna ask a question that makes everybody think for the entire intro.
Yeah.
Like, what did he say? Like,
so you ever had a finger up your ass? Hello, hello. That's gonna be the new thing now. That's gonna be the new thing now. That's
great.
Try to come up with a question right before we press record.
That's great.
Listen, so yeah, so Merc's doing his thing. He's out on assignment. He's got gigs and shit, which is always
which is great.
Always a good problem to have. But I wanted to talk about a couple things. First of all, I finally saw the Odyssey. I was finally able to see the Odyssey.
Bro, welcome to the party, pal.
I know, great. Man. I but the reason why it took me so long to watch it is because I would like to say that, it came out the day that I was traveling to Europe, and I was in Europe for 2 weeks, and it wasn't released in Europe. But to be honest with you, man, the fact that they got Lupita Nyong'o to play, Helen of Troy, I was just like,
yeah, right.
I guess, I don't want to.
Really, that's the face that launched 1,000 ships. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
maybe 500. Am I right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it's so funny to me. As we do these ridiculous satire comments every once in a while. I was talking about this with my friend Missy the other day. Like I said some stupid, again, purely satirical shit comment about like women's bodies or whatever the fuck, and I was like, because women can't be in control of their own, and it was just like ridiculous. And it was a private conversation with me and her, and it was just to get a rise out of her. We were all laughing, and then I talked about how we do that on the podcast every once in a while, and I was like, what the funny thing is, when we do that, like right now, I just did the whole thing about Lupita Nyong'o, and I was like, the funny thing is that as we're doing that as satire, completely mocking these people that think this way, but there are actual people that think this way.
Yeah,
and it's fucking wild to me. Like that makes me laugh because I'm like, can you believe being that stupid? Like I couldn't even imagine, dude, I can't even imagine my dick being that small to like really give a fuck about any of this. Like, oh my god, this is crazy.
I completely agree, and not only that, but like it's also annoying because, and I was thinking about this a couple of days ago, and I'm almost 100% sure that it was you. If it wasn't you, it was Merc, but it was on this podcast that we were talking about it, and I'm pretty sure it was you because this is a very nary thought. Is that you were saying something that is like satire doesn't exist anymore because now satire is just the truth.
Yes, yeah.
And
it's hard to be satirical when the truth is more ridiculous than what we creatives would think of satire.
Exactly.
Right? Like it's such a weird thing. The writers of Veep, I remember Julia Louis-Dreyfus, the last season of Veep, when she accepted her however many Emmy wins. So she literally was going up there and she was talking and she was making fun of whatever. She was doing a satirical bit of like her accepting the award as vice president,
right.
And she literally had to stop herself, and she was like, it's getting harder and harder to be satire, to have satire because of the current state of events where we're like, oh, this is like any writer would be writing this, be like, can you imagine if the president said grab him by the pussy? Like, oh no, wait, that really did happen. That's like such a fucking wild. But I just think it's wild that as we do these,
could you imagine if the president didn't understand Spider-Man?
Okay.
and like
I
what in the
just
world?
I laughed. I actually laughed out loud because I was like, there are people that really believe this shit. Like I couldn't imagine as I'm watching the Odyssey, it didn't not one time. Not one time. And I love the line where he goes, "Oh, the face that launched 1,000 ships," and then he like turned her face and she has scars, and he's like, or
Yeah,
maybe 500. I
yeah,
thought that was such a well-placed line. That was such a well thing. And then that was the only time that I even for half a second thought like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool line, right? And then I thought,
yeah,
oh, would like it's like after the movie is when I thought of it. I was like, I wonder if those people who were really upset that about that casting, which again, why would you be upset about that casting is fucking beyond me. But
right.
if you were upset about that casting, I wonder if they enjoyed that line. I wonder if they were like, "Yeah, this fucking 500, you know," and it's just like,
Yeah.
it's so fucking ridiculous. Like, I can't even imagine
Ultimately,
being that upset about the casting, about any of it. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like,
it's
I
kind of
wasn't,
like how you know, Chappelle, who famously does the intro to this podcast, and
of course,
was
every week.
was talking about how when he was doing the show, there were people that loved the sketches and laughed at the sketches, but then he started noticing that people were laughing at the sketches in the wrong way.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's kind of reminds me of that, where it's like, oh, like I don't think you understand what this is trying to say.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost like to equate it to to a filmmaker that we both love, Scorsese. Like when people watch Goodfellas or Wolf of Wall Street and go, "I want to be that guy," and it's like you're not supposed to want to be that
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
you know?
You're not watching the rest of the movie. You're only watching a
Yeah,
certain half of that. You know, it's like those people that watch Back to the Future too, but they only quote you the parts of the future. And you're like, they only talk about the hoverboard, and you
yeah,
go,
yeah,
"Did you watch the rest of the movie? Because the
yeah.
rest
Did
of the
you?
movie really
It's like
like,
super dark. Yeah,
yeah, it's super dark, and people are like, "Oh man, I would love to be able to get an almanac and go back in time." I'm like, "Did you not watch what
yeah,
happens? Did you not
yeah.
see what happens? Like you guys are only focusing on that." Scorsese's a master at that, and he's done that with a couple of movies where he'll show you like all the fun that's being had when these
Mhm.
crimes are being broken, but then he shows you what happens when you do that for a certain amount of time, and it's like, oh, this is a sad life. And I it's so funny how you mentioned that, but I just like I remember when they casted Robert Pattinson for as Batman. I was not thrilled with the casting because I just could not see him as anything other than Twilight guy.
Sure.
But I wasn't about to go on this campaign of like, let's fucking, let's not watch this movie. And I'm like, and I
Of
just thought
course. Give people a
oh,
shot.
yeah, I was like, oh, that's a strange casting. I'm like, that's weird. I hope he does a good job, is what
Of
I
course.
remember saying. Like, I hope he
Of
does a good
course.
job, but I mean, I wouldn't have casted him, but hey, what the fuck do I know? And
People said
in
the
all
same
fairness,
thing about Heath, dude. People said the same thing about Heath Ledger.
it's so funny. I don't remember what I thought when I heard about Heath, because I think I
I
this was a
remember it
time.
being very, very much because like the biggest thing he had done was 10 Things I Hate About You and A Knight's Tale. And
Yeah,
so a lot of nerds were like, he's gonna be the Joker. Like, the Joker should be whatever. Like, I don't
yeah.
know.
I don't remember my reaction, because I remember, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and again, this is hard to now because everything blurs together, but
Of course.
I remember, I think the first time I saw or heard of Heath Ledger as a Joker was already at the trailer. When I
Okay.
was like,
Got
oh,
it.
so I already saw something, you know what I mean? Like, I don't remember hearing the news beforehand. But then again, I try. Now it's difficult because it gets so pushed in your like casting calls, and we're gonna talk about the casting for X-Men, for the new
Yeah.
X-Men, whatever. But nowadays the news it makes news, and it makes actual news now. So it's not
Hmm.
just like, hey, did you hear? I heard about Heath. It's
Right.
so I remember seeing the trailer to the Why So Serious, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. That I
Yeah,
remember
it's
the
pretty
Why
bad.
So Serious is pretty cool. But I just can't imagine me being upset about any casting, so much so that I fucking go, I'm not gonna watch the movie. It's like, what? You don't
Yeah.
even want to watch the movie to be right. You don't even want to watch to confirm your bias.
Right.
Like, that's how I work. That's how I operate. I'm like, oh, this guy's like, I feel bad about saying this now because I think one of the worst actors, and it's a horrible thing to say because he's such a nice person from all accounts. But one of the worst actors, in my opinion, is always been Keanu Reeves.
Uh-huh.
And Keanu Reeves, I always said I always used to say before John Wick, I used to say Keanu Reeves is the worst actor with the best agent. Like he just
Right.
keeps getting put in amazing films, but his performance is always the hinder.
Mhm.
And then he got John Wick, and it's like, oh well, he found the role that he doesn't have to speak. So yeah, I guess he fucking
Yeah.
nailed it now. But I've never been put off by an actor so much that I'm like, I'm not gonna go watch that movie. You
Hmm.
know, I'm not a fan of Adam.
Scott?
No,
I
he's
love Adam
great.
Scott.
Adam Scott's great. Second best hair in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's,
First is me.
first is you, buddy. I guess you wouldn't be able
Wear
to
a
tell with
hat.
that fucking hat. Adam Driver. I think, and it's for the most stupidest reasons ever. I just don't like his face. I think he has an ugly face.
You don't like
and I know
angsty
that's
people. You don't like
I
angsty people. He has angst all over his face.
he
Like,
looks ugly. He's just ugly. He's not an attractive man. I don't know how to
yeah,
say
most
that.
angsty people are not attractive, Neri.
I don't know. I'm thinking, is there another angsty? Like, is there another?
Like I
Uh,
mean, he's the poster boy of angsty actor, bro. Like you're like you
what's
don't even
another
have to
angsty actor? Can
you
you
don't
give me
even have
another
to hear
angsty
him
actor?
speak to be like he went to Juilliard, you know, like that kind of thing. Like he's angsty as balls.
Pretentious, like pretentious.
Yeah, but I mean, not pretentious because like when he talks for real, you're actually like, oh, he seems like actually a nice guy. He just has
He
a
seems like
weird
a
face.
great dude. He's a
You
former
know?
Marine. He seems like a
Yeah, yeah,
fucking great dude.
yeah.
But
He's just has a weird face. Yeah,
he just has a weird non-leading man face, and I'm like, I don't want
yeah.
to. I don't.
I get that.
Um.
Pattinson has that for me. Pattinson is a bit he's very angsty, especially as Bruce Wayne in the Batman. Very angsty.
Yeah.
But that's like but also like he's kind of the older he's gotten, which is good because like when he was young, he was very chiseled and like, you know, he looked like he did in Twilight. And obviously in
Somebody get these
Twilight,
beggars out of here.
yeah, yeah, dude, he is so good at being a little shit in that
He
movie.
is so
Like,
good about he's good about being a little shit in a lot of movies. And there are so many times where I'm like, man, he's a good actor because I fucking hate him. Like
yeah,
he's such a
dude,
good actor because I
he's
hated him so
he
much.
was so unlikable, but like it's at the same time, like I've seen him be likable before. So like it's you know,
I don't
have you
recall a
ever
time where he
seen
was likable.
really
I'm not saying that he's unlikable in every role. I'm
right?
saying I don't remember a time where he was like. There's a difference between likable, unlikable, and just in between. Like you're not,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't feel one way or the other. With me, every time he's in a whatever role he does, he's either unlikable or I don't think twice about him. Like I don't
right.
know, you know what I mean? I don't know how else to say that. But he was not likable. I think he was fine and he was in that one movie, that one Harry Potter movie where he was,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I was like, I don't
Goblet of
he wasn't
Fire.
yeah, he wasn't unlikable, but he wasn't like, oh man, he looked I was like, I didn't care about one way or the other with him.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think anybody else did either until Twilight came out, and then they were like,
Yeah,
"Oh, that's the guy," and then
yeah.
now everyone cares that he dies in that movie, and like, which
Mhm.
spoiler alert if you for a book that you haven't
It's so
read, but
funny. My wife is a huge Harry Potter fan, right? And I it took me a long time. I mean, well after the movies were done, because I remember
Mhm.
watching the first couple movies, and I was like, I remember liking Chamber of Secrets. That's the
Yeah,
first one, right? Chamber of Secrets is the first one.
no, Sorcerer's Stone. It's the first
Sorcerer's
one.
Stone. So Sorcerer's Stone was the first one. I liked that one. And
Yeah,
then after that, I don't know what happened. I just didn't. I'm like, oh, I'm not really feeling these movies. And then I stopped watching after like the third one. I stopped watching.
that makes sense though.
And then years later, after all they're all done, I went back and did a rewatch of the entire series, and only because I was hosting a Harry Potter trivia night
Oh yeah,
at the Improv, and I was like, well, let me do some research and let me get some questions. Let me create some questions. So I did the whole rewatch, and it was really good, but it took me a
yeah.
while to get there. But I remember thinking to myself, I feel like when Pattinson died in Harry Potter, I was like, that's all you see. Like I don't know what I expected, but I was like, his glow left. Like that's it. You can tell
Yeah.
that's how he died because his glow left, and I'm like, that's not. You have powers that blow shit up. Why do you blow this
Yeah.
motherfucker up? Like I don't understand. Like I just couldn't
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I don't know. Patterson, he Lighthouse, he was completely unlikable in the Lighthouse.
Yeah.
He was unlikable in the Odyssey. Man, the Odyssey is such a good fucking movie. Fuck, man.
Have
It's
you
such a good
seen
movie.
have you
Jesus.
seen Good Time? Have you seen Good Time?
No.
So Good Time is the movie that I always tell people to watch if this is the movie that I told them to watch before the Batman came out. And they were like, I can't believe freaking Twilight Head is gonna be in this
Right.
movie. And I'm like, have you seen Good Time? And they're like, no. I'm like, it's because it's a small A24 movie. And I was like,
okay.
watch it. It's a Safdie movie. That entire movie is an audition for him to be Batman. And they were like, and they're like, okay. And then everyone that actually watched it was like, I see your point now.
Right.
Because
No,
he's so good in that movie.
Really good, I think he's
Like-
a really good actor because the what's the word I'm looking for? The emotions that get out of me from hating him. I'm like, that's got like you got to be really good to be able to get those emotions. Like, you know what I mean? So
are we? I mean, we can be in spoiler territory, right? For
sure.
this movie?
I mean, it's
Okay.
been $2 billion.
If you're watching this and you haven't seen it, just know that we're
Read a
gonna
book.
spoil it. Like
read a book, you nerds.
Read a book, then watch the movie. We're gonna spoil it, but him being a little shit is what makes it so satisfying when Damon puts the thing in his mouth and goes, swallow your shame.
Yeah.
You know, like
I've returned your shame.
Yeah, I returned your shame. Like it makes it so much sweeter because you've seen him be this person for so long. Like you're like, this guy's trying to fuck that guy's wife behind his back. Like this guy sucks. Like you know, like, and he's got freaking Mia Goth doing his bidding behind their back.
So good.
Like
so
just
good.
like
one of the most satisfying deaths was Dr. Dre. When Dr. Dre got fucking stabbed in the throat, and if you have not seen
so funny
the movie,
that you call him Dr. Dre.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you have not seen the movie, that's a weird statement to make. That's a weird statement to hear.
Because Dr. Dre is not in the movie, but Travis Scott is.
Yeah. People are gonna be like, Dr. Dre was in the Odyssey. Kind of,
yeah.
Kind of, just, you know. But I, dude, it was so good. It was, I to give my 30-second review of that. So I was watching the Odyssey, and I felt like the first 2/3 of that movie was a really good movie. And I remember thinking to myself, this is really good. But there was a part of me that as I'm watching the first 2/3 of the movie, I'm like, this is really good. I like the filmmaking. I like the way he does it, where he's working with flashbacks, but not in your face, not out up in your face about it. And it's really good storytelling. And I remember thinking to myself, this is really good. But it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be top 5 in my end of the year review list. And then the last third came out, and then, you know, spoiler alert, you know, fucking Odysseus gets back home, and from then on it was fucking just, oh Jesus, it was so good. After that, it was so, I mean, the moment Odysseus gets back home, you go, yeah, that's okay, here we go.
Well, the joke that I make about that movie is I love this movie because Christopher Nolan shows men that they can cheat on their wives for 7 years as long as they feel bad about it. And like, it's
thought about that because you made that statement before I saw the movie, right? And then I saw the movie, and I was like, he had amnesia. He didn't know he was cheating on his wife. I don't know if that's the same thing.
I agree. I was obviously being very facetious when I was making that joke. And also, not to mention, like, the
Charlize Theron, so
right. And also she's also like gaslighting him into like staying in a lot of ways too. So like,
and drugging him and literally drugging him.
It's literally the movie Send Help. Like if you've seen that movie, like it's just like it's her wanting him to stay because she needs him more than he needs her, and like you know it's a lot. And the book is way more graphic about it than the movie is.
Sure.
The thing is, and this is the thing that speaks so much about Matt Damon, is that if you know the subject matter, Odysseus is not a good person.
Sure.
And he's not supposed to be likable, but Matt Damon is so likable
Yeah.
that you're like, I mean, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
you root for the
everything
guy.
that goes
You root for the
wrong,
guy.
everything that goes wrong, you're like, I mean, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
like, you know, did he really have to like throw throw a spear into the Cyclops' eye right after they left? No, but I get it. Like,
Yeah, I
you know
get
what
it.
I mean? He was making ball cheese. Like, I get it. You know, like,
He did. I mean, he did eat some soldiers. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
I get it. That's a perfect way of That's the perfect way of describing Matt Damon as Odysseus. It's like, I mean, I get it. That's the
Yeah,
perfect way. It's like, I mean, I get it.
Again, the character. If anybody has a critique, if anybody that's read the subject matter and has a critique about the movie, and their only critique is I like the movie, but Matt Damon is too likable, I would understand.
Yeah,
because he is too likable to be Odysseus. But
you know
doesn't mean he's not bad. He's just likable.
You know what that reminds me of? Years after I saw the movie, I started one of the movies that I enjoyed more after the first time I saw it than the first time I saw it was The Hateful Eight.
Oh yeah.
I rewatched that movie a few times a couple years after it came out in theaters, because I saw it in theaters and I saw it in 70mm IMAX.
Oh wow.
And I thought it was I remember liking the movie when I first saw it in theaters on the first viewing, but I remember being kind of disappointed because it wasn't what I was expecting, just because I don't know what I was expecting, but I was just like, there's a lot of
Wasn't enough
talking.
domestic violence in it for you?
In my mind, I was like, I remember saying there's a lot of talking. There's a lot of talking in this fucking movie.
There isn't enough. Stop talking, hit more women. Like,
hit more. And
that's all I got from that movie was like, dude, this guy likes shooting people, hit women, because this is really uncomfortable.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because years later I found out there was a documentary about Tarantino, and his script supervisor and his editor were on the documentary. Tarantino's script supervisors and editors were, and they confirmed that the Kurt Russell character in Hateful Eight was based off of Harvey Weinstein. That was supposed to be Harvey Weinstein.
Wow.
And they said that's how likable Kurt Russell was.
That's
he made Harvey Weinstein likable, because he was basically portraying an old Western version of Harvey Weinstein. Like,
that is
that's how Tarantino
now that you
wrote
say it. Now that you say it, the Rubik's Cube is like perfectly going into my head, where it makes so much sense now.
Well, it's so funny because as I'm setting this topic up, you're like, all I got from him is that he liked hitting women. I'm like, funny you should mention that.
Yeah, because actually the guy, because actually
really
the guy
loves doing that
we're
shit.
Talking about, it loves doing that. So like that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's. So now I like, it's so funny where it's like, did I just realize that Tarantino's a great writer? Like, as I was doing the Rubik's, I mean, I always knew he was. Like, I one of my favorite little like interview stories that I ever did on Childlike was I did an interview with Drew McWeeny, who's a screenwriter and a film critic and writes for so many different publications, and he used to work at this Blockbuster in LA just because he loved movies so much. And the store that he worked at was where all like the Hollywood elite would shop. Sure. And he got he was given the script. So an actor came in, and this was the actor, I forget his name, but he ended up being in the movie. And he was like hey, I'm reading the script. And he made friends with all these people, and he was like, I'm reading this script and it's really cool, but like I don't know if I should do it. He's like, do you want to read it? And they were like, yeah. And this was back in the day where you didn't email things, so like he just
Sure.
gave Drew the script. He was like, I'll come and pick it up, in a couple of days when I bring back the movies. And he goes, yeah, sure. And the script was for Pulp Fiction.
Hilarious.
And and he read this, and he goes to the actor, he goes, you have to do this. Like he was like, this is who's the gentleman? It's the guy that famously got cut from Back to the Future. What's the actor's name?
Stoltz, Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz. That's who it was.
Yeah,
because
the guy
he's
he put the adrenaline.
the adrenaline into Uma Thurman, and he was thinking like, I don't know if I should do this, like I don't know if this is right for me or whatever. And he was like, you have to do this. And it's so funny because that movie ended up being the movie that reinvented so many actors.
Of course,
like it reinvented Travolta, it reinvented Bruce Willis. Like it was like such a, for people that were already famous, it catapulted them into another stratosphere, so like, I mean, that movie's, I still think that movie is like, to be fair, it did come out the same year as Shawshank, and it's hard to say that it should have won the Oscar, but like it was a good year for movies. I think it was 94.
Great year for movie.
It was a great year for movies. Like just like there were too many great movies that year, but like Pulp Fiction not winning even the screenplay Oscar is like criminal. But
the conversation about those like Oscar, if this year, that year, whatever, and I think to myself, like, I know people shit on the movie Crash that won best movie.
Yeah.
Right? I like the movie Crash. I don't understand why people hated it. I don't get why people hated it. I thought it was great. I will acknowledge I haven't seen that movie since basically it came out, like maybe 2 years after it came out. I rewatched it, but
I think that's the argument, though. The argument is that it's a very one and done movie. But to be fair, I think that award year where Crash got the Oscar was the year that the Oscars started becoming what was the best movie, and 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, they've all been movies that people have only seen once. Like it's very one and done.
I guess, and like I know I was listening to a podcast recently where they were talking about some like, I can't believe this didn't win. I can't believe that year, and then Crash always comes up in those conversations, and then the other one that comes up is Dances with Wolves, and I'm like, Dances with Wolves is a fucking great movie. Like it's like, I don't understand, and I get it. It's a long movie. It's a slow paced movie. I get that, but I'm like, it's a really fucking good movie. So
you want to hear some tea? You want to hear some tea? There are a lot of actresses that I know, and it's specifically women. That's why I'm saying actresses that I know that fully believe that Marissa Tomei got the Oscar for My Cousin Vinny because it was rigged. And I fully do not believe that. Like I'm like,
was
that
really
she's
good in that movie.
I mean, I fully do not believe that. I'm like, you just don't want to admit that she was amazing. Like
she was really good in that movie. And I watch My Cousin Vinny probably once a year, and I'm like, she's really good in that movie. And here's the other part, and I'm completely biased because as a comedian, anytime that a comedy wins any kind of real award, any kind of serious award, I'm like, I'm always in favor of that. Mm-hmm. So I'm never gonna shit on My Cousin Vinny for having an Academy Award winner in that movie. But I really like again, there are some times where I get it. There are some times where you go, that movie did not win the Oscar, but then you look at the competition, you're like, yeah, I kind of get it. Like the fact that Training Day didn't win, like it's like, oh, did it again? You look at the competition that year and you go, oh, okay. I don't know, man, but the Odyssey was fantastic. I thought it was great. I was so happy with it, so enthused with it.
I do want to ask you this, and then we'll move on to the big news that we have about D23 and the castings for the X-Men and all that stuff. But what did you think about Samantha Morton as Cersei?
Samantha as Cersei?
Yeah, so the woman that turns all the men into pigs.
Yeah, so I I like the fact that you called her Cersei. I was like, wait,
That's her
no,
name.
no, I know, but I immediately thought of Game of Thrones. Like
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
what you're saying, but when you said Cersei, I was like, so I thought she did great. That whole scene was super uncomfortable to me
Of course.
because
It's supposed to be.
as we talked about on this episode on a previous episode, I don't like body horror,
Yeah.
and the fact that you guys both heard me say I don't like body horror an episode ago, and you guys go, yeah, you guys, and both of you were like, you guys, you should go watch the Odyssey and like not
Yeah.
blink an eyelash. And I'm like, and as this scene is happening, I was like, these motherfuckers set me up. This mother,
Yeah.
it was very uncomfortable watching that.
Listen, bro, I'm
But
gonna say what I should have said when I was talking about Primate. Stop being a bitch.
I stop being a bitch. It's such a
Stop.
weird,
Like,
but
like,
it wasn't the pig scene wasn't as bad as Primate. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. But
but bro,
it was
like,
uncomfortable.
just so you know, I teased this a couple episodes ago, but Nolan has only directed 2 movies and 2 performances where after the scene was done, when he called cut, the entire crew went into
Yeah.
applause. And one of them was the pencil scene from The Dark Knight
Right.
with Heath, because that was the first time anybody saw Heath do the Joker, and Samantha Morton when she was playing Cersei, doing the monologue to Matt Damon. Like,
Interesting.
which is like, I mean, just her talking without even like turning them into pigs or whatever. It was already eerie, you know. Plus, Ludwig Göransson with the score and like just the tenseness of it all, and like just
Yeah.
I it's funny because you were like, that made me real uncomfortable, and it's like, that's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah,
Like, it was
absolutely. Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to make you uncomfortable.
It's supposed to make me feel uncomfortable. John, yeah, that's the reason why I don't like. That's the reason why, as much as I'm not a horror movie guy, I don't say things like I don't say things like, oh, horror movies suck, right?
Right.
Because the reason they don't suck is because they elicit the reaction they're going for. I just don't like that reaction. I don't like feeling uncomfortable. I don't like feeling
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah.
But they do their job. Their job is to scare you, and fuck, I do get scared. I just don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
Whereas other people, and I don't know how you feel about this, but I know other people have been like, I love that feeling of being scared, and then like once it's over, oh man, that was crazy. Like, I don't like
Yeah.
that feeling. Like, that doesn't make me feel good at all.
Yeah, I certainly don't like that feeling. But what it is, I think what it is for me ultimately, which, like, this is such a Mike Valdez way of answering something, but like, I look at everything like, what is the performance? And like,
Sure,
I
yeah.
care more about the actor as a performance. And like, you know, the thing is, like, some of the best acting performances I've seen in the past 10 years are mostly in horror movies.
Sure.
You know, but
Shout out to Hereditary.
yeah, Hereditary, you know, The Substance, like, just so many great movies, Obsession, you know, great performances. And that's mostly what I care for more than anything. But yeah, I can't say that I like feeling scared, because I don't.
Well, some
It's
people
scary.
like the feeling. Some people like, but some people enjoy getting scared because of after they feel like they know that they're safe. They're like, oh, that
Yeah,
was
the
scary.
release.
So that release of it. So that's the way they've explained it to me, and I'm just like, I don't fucking like it. I don't like it.
I mean, it's genuinely the same thing as comedy, because it is tension and release. So like, you're setting up. That's why so many great directors of horror are comedians, because they understand how to build tension and release it, you know.
Yeah.
And so like, that's, you know, Jordan Peele and like the Matt Johnson and like these guys from Whitest Kids You Know, and, you know, doing this
And the guy from the Ice Cream Man.
yeah, right, the AI guy from the Ice Cream Man. Yeah,
Man, this guy fell off hard, huh?
right. It's crazy, dude. It's
Um,
crazy.
I did. So I'll be honest with you. I had him confused because he was in Inglorious Bastards, right?
Yes, he was.
Who was it that we're talking about? What's his name?
Eli Roth.
Eli Roth. So Eli Roth was he's a director, he's a horror movie director, and he is in a lot of shit because he just released a movie a couple weeks ago called The Ice Cream Man, and it's a bunch of AI slop. And even from what the reviews say, from what people are saying, even if you remove the AI slop, it's just not a well-written movie. It's a really poorly written movie, which is another thing that people are accusing him of using ChatGPT to write this movie, because it's just so incoherent and just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And it's not well, or just not that it doesn't make sense, but that it's not good.
Yeah.
That's what the critique is. I have not seen the movie, and it's a horror movie, so chances are I won't see it. But
Mhm.
so Eli Roth, and they're like, oh, he was a guy from Inglorious Bastards, and man, let me just tell you something. I felt like such a dupe, because it wasn't until these reviews of The Ice Cream Man and the reviews of Eli Roth that I realized that the guy in Glorious Bastards is not Zachary from Heroes.
Oh,
Zachary
really?
what is it? Like, I thought it was him. I thought that was
Really?
him. I thought Spock was the guy from Inglorious Bastards. This all this time, 10
Yeah.
years, I thought that's the same guy. That's the guy that played Spock, right? What's his name? Zachary, what's his name?
Yeah, Quinto. Which,
Yeah,
by the
Zachary Quinto.
way, that's a guy with angsty face as well. Zachary
But
Quinto.
he's a good looking dude though. He's a good
No,
looking dude.
he's not bad looking. I'm just saying he has an angsty face. He looks
But
like
what
he's
I'm
gone through things.
And that's what I'm trying to
You
tell
know?
you, that the difference is Adam Driver is not a good looking guy. Like, it's not about angst for me. It's just like, he's just not a good looking guy.
Oh
I just
yeah,
don't like
fair
I
enough.
just don't like his face.
I see them as angsty people. Like they just in their face, they look like they've been through something. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but Cersei did good. Going back to the Odyssey, I think she did a good job. It wasn't it didn't take me out of the movie in the sense of, like, I wasn't like, wow, this is a cut above the rest. I don't know. I think everybody did really well. I think
Yeah, I
everybody
think
did
so.
really
I
well.
think so too. That scene specifically for me kind of blew my pants off. Like I just thought I thought that scene was absolutely incredible. And like, but that's not to say that like everybody had their moment. Everybody had their
Yeah,
moment. You know, Anne Hathaway had her moment. Zendaya had her moment. I especially love what Christopher Nolan did with Zendaya's character, because she was kind of used as this like kind of like vision of shame of what happened in the fall of
sure.
Troy, you know,
Yeah.
as opposed to like this, you know, goddess or whatever. It was like,
That's what
no.
I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Matt Damon's performance was great, but I really enjoyed, because in other versions of the tellings of what happens in Troy,
Mhm,
you don't really get, even in the movie Troy with Brad Pitt, which I saw after I rewatched after watching the Odyssey.
mhm,
Like, it's a battle epic, right? It's all this stuff there, but you don't really like what Nolan did to bring home the point of, like, shame that
mhm.
these guys, they quote unquote got away with it. They hid inside the gift and other stuff there, and they took advantage of Zeus's law, and the shame that came with that. I thought, man, Nolan did a really good job. He
Yeah.
did, because I've never felt that. I've never looked at it from that perspective as a viewer, whether when I was in high school reading the Iliad, or whether it was um or whether it was watching Troy, or watching any of these movies, right? 13th Warrior. I've never looked at it from the perspective of, like, I wonder if these guys ever felt shame for, quote, getting away with it, for, like, right, because
Right.
they won Troy, they got inside the walls or whatever. And I always saw it as like, oh, cool. They out thought they it was like they were being sneaky or whatever, but it was like I don't know, like, I never saw it as a shameful thing until Nolan showed me, oh yeah, that is, I could see how a warrior could feel shame for that. Like, that
Yeah,
is
I
other
felt
level.
the
Yeah.
same I felt the same way with Oppenheimer, which is why I loved Oppenheimer so much, because it was very much of like this movie where it was like, well, now America has a bomb that we can that is the most powerful and nobody's ever going to mess with us, but at what cost? And how
Yeah.
many lives had to die for us to be able to have this bomb. And like, is there shame that is brought to not only the person that created it, but the science team behind it, and like all that stuff. And I think that's what it is ultimately. And majority of that movie is him dealing with the shame, like, and the shame of so many things, like the shame of not only killing so many innocent people, but the shame of cheating on his wife, and like the shame of so much stuff, but like that's ultimately that's good writing, like that's
good
just what it
filmmaking,
is. Yeah, it's good filmmaking. But yeah, dude, now to kind of switch gears a little bit, D23 just happened this past weekend. Do you know just overall thoughts? I know too much about what happened, so like I know it all. I know park stuff, I know everything, so like
I'm down to get that information. So I remember getting the notifications. So this happened, this guy got, this person got booked, this person got, they announced
most highlights I sent to you, most highlights that I thought you would like, I sent to you.
Yeah, and
So.
I remember there was one post that I saw that made me laugh out loud, which doesn't happen often. But I love the fact that like on Sunday of D23, there's somebody made a post that said these D23 announcements could have been an email. And
100%.
that fucking made me cackle so much, because I was like,
100%.
as somebody who worked in corporate America in the past, that was my whole. I was like, this meeting could have been a fucking email. But yeah, I agree. Like, it's exciting, I guess, and I think this goes back to what Mercadal was talking about before with the news from Comic-Con. He's like, it didn't feel like a big year this year for Comic-Con, and I disagreed. I thought it was a year, but I think it's because now D23 is its own thing, and there's such a big Disney's such a big company with Marvel and all these properties that they Star Wars, that they purposely hold back all these announcements for D23. And I'm like, oh, that does make sense, I guess.
It's also D23 is also every other year, so like that's why it's like a bit more like we're gonna make our big splash at D23 as opposed. Doesn't mean we won't give you some Marvel stuff, but
sure. So what was the announcement? What was let's start with theme parks, because you and I both enjoy theme parks.
Yes.
What was the theme park announcement?
First of all, this is the big reason why people were like, this should have been an email, because D23 tends to forget that the people that go to D23 are Disney nerds, meaning like Disney adults, like people that go to the theme park, people that spend. I mean, I watched a video where all this guy did was ask people how much they spent on merch. And if it was like, there wasn't a single person who spent less than $3,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I mean, it's like, these are the people that are ride or die Disney people. And the biggest news, it was, I wanted to talk to you about this. Do you have any idea what I mean when I talk about theme park culture having the here damification?
I don't know what that here damification.
Here damification, which means it's when a theme park nerd or just a nerd in general wants a company to do something, and then a company will shittily do something, and it's almost as if they're going, here, damn. You know what I mean?
You fucking happy? Take it. Shut up. Already. Like, shut up already. Okay.
Because all the fans are like, where are the Muppets? Where are the Muppets? Don't take away the Muppets. Why'd you take away the Muppets? Where are the Muppets? And they're like, we put them in Rock and Roller Coaster. Here, damn. Like, just you know what I mean? It's that's not exactly what we wanted, but I guess,
I guess.
So like, it's kind of like,
you gave me what I asked for, but I didn't ask for specific enough. I wasn't specific enough about what I asked for.
And basically the entire Horizons D23 event, which is the big ticket event, like they sold out the Honda Center to talk about theme park rides, which is insane, right? And it was 2 hours of Neil Patrick Harris singing and dancing, and maybe 45 minutes of announcements. And the 45 minutes of announcements were like, we're bringing the Yeti back to Everest. People are like, okay. You know,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
they're like, that Villains Land everybody's talking about, and everybody's like, oh my god, they're doing it, what are they gonna call it? They're like, it's called Villains Land. And we're like, what? Like,
We
like,
couldn't come to an agreement, so we're gonna call it Villains Land.
like
That's a creative that's a meeting where people would just like they would not relent. They were like, no, we could call it this, we could call it that, we could call it
yeah.
this, and then like Villains Land it is. So fucking
I
dumb.
mean, it's just like, I mean, all it was like, I mean, of course this stuff is cool, and like
They could have called it the Elephant Graveyard.
bro, that would be so sick, actually. Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah, that would be
Yeah.
so sick.
Like,
Yeah,
we don't go
like,
there in that shaded area, in that shadowy area.
so some of the coolest stuff is like a big thing that was big for me was they already broke ground, and they're it's going to be released, I believe, in 2027. The Iron Man ride in Avengers Campus in Hollywood. And that's going to be like a crazy ride, because the whole thing is supposed to make you feel like you're in an Iron Man suit. And it's what's a Disney technology called the Kuka arm, which is a roller coaster that looks like a claw machine almost, and you're sitting where my hand is, and it's kind of swinging you around, and the track is above you. So
Shit, that's cool.
yeah, it's a super cool thing where you're gonna kind of feel like you're flying in an Iron Man suit. And they invented this technology, and all this kind of stuff. So that's really cool. A big thing for me personally, because I'm a Simpsons person, the Simpsons panel was really great. They did hilariously, as the Simpsons would do. They talked about all the things going on at Universal Studios, as opposed to Disney.
Hilarious.
I thought was so funny. They're like, well, let's talk about the things that we're doing at Universal Studios at the Disney event. So Universal is they're ending the rights to The Simpsons in 2027, and if which is insane. But also, Disney owns it, so now there's going to be a damification of The Simpsons in a couple years. But Universal's like, well, finally we can do a Treehouse of Horror thing for Halloween Horror Nights, and all this stuff. And it's like, why did it take you 20 years? Like this is
why
like,
did it take you losing the rights to The Simpsons for you
right,
to give people what
like it's just like, like it was just kind of a bummer. But at the same time, I was like, they revealed some of the food that they're gonna have, and I sent it to you, and I was like, I'm falling off the wagon for a full night. Like, I'm just gonna eat so much shit. like it's, I mean, they're making the giant donut from the Treehouse of Horror episode. Like, you have to eat that.
They have giant donuts at
No,
Universal
but specifically the Devil Flanders one.
I know there's a difference, but
Like,
they do have giant donuts. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So like, it's I mean, Devil Flanders is like one of my favorite characters, so
I like when what is he your favorite side character as far as Simpsons go?
Technically, my favorite side character is Milhouse, but
Okay.
I would say adult wise, yes, it's Flanders with a bullet. Like, that's
I like Groundskeeper Willie when he takes his shirt off. Is that am I
bro.
gay? I don't know if I'm gay, but that's hilarious to me.
There's something so funny about The Simpsons. I think we've talked about it on this podcast, where I call it secret buff, where like when they every time they take their shirts off, they're just jacked to all shreds. Like, and Homer's the only one that's fat. Like,
He's the only one.
It's so funny. Like,
I love that scene where Homer's secretly been working out. He's like, go ahead, try to grab some fat, and then grabbing like his midsection. He's like, no, my arms, just my arms.
Yeah. I got some over here. No, not there. It's great.
Yeah, that's great.
I love that episode. Gyme. What's a gyme?
Fucking
Oh,
great.
Gaim.
So funny.
He's in the gym
Uh,
working out, and he's like, "Oh, a Gaim."
So yeah, that made me laugh so hard because when I was a kid, I remember one of my vocabulary words was gym,
Yeah.
GYM, and I remember studying that week. It was like one of those things where like that week I wanted to be a good student, so that week I was studying very hard for my vocabulary words. And I
Yeah.
remember having people ask me like, okay, ask me, quiz me on these vocabulary words, and gym was never explained to me that it was pronounced Jim. And the only
Yeah.
reason I spelled it right is because it was the last one that I didn't know. So
Okay.
if there was 10 words and all the other 9 I knew, and they're like Jim, and I'm like Jim, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
they must mean GYM. Is that how you pronounce it? Like but I was in 5th grade, and The Simpsons
Mhm.
made it funny because it's a fucking grown ass adult that doesn't know what fucking Jim how
It's
Jim is
very
pronounced. It's
funny.
hilarious.
That's very. Do you have Simpsons quotes that you just like? That it's like a sleeper agent, or like something somebody says something and you just can't help it, and you just
The
like,
one I do all the time for 20 plus years
yeah,
is if somebody lights up a cigarette around me, I ordered a Zima, not emphysema.
yes,
That's
yes.
the fucking
I love
20
that joke.
20 plus years where
Yes,
I have done that joke out loud, and I'll just say like I ordered Zima, not an
not
emphysema.
emphysema.
And there
Yeah,
was only one time that somebody out in the wild looked at me and goes, Simpsons,
yeah,
nice. Like they
yeah,
fucking got it. I'm like, good. Like, but I
yeah,
just throw that line out there, and it's like it's never caught anything but one fucking dude. One
yeah,
dude caught it in the wild, and everybody else just goes on and
yeah. I mean, I think a big one for me, which because it's rare that I hear these words, but when anyone says the word dental plan, I have to say Lisa needs braces.
oh, it's so funny. Yeah.
Somebody
It's a
goes,
good
"Yeah,
one.
dental plan," and I just go, "Lisa needs braces," and they're like,
Yeah.
"What?" I always
The
say
other
purple
one,
is a fruit as well. Purple is a fruit. I say that a
purple is
lot.
a fruit. The one I do all the time is when I'm eating, especially I've done it throughout my life, but especially recently with my, trying to lose weight and getting in shape and whatever, is when I talk about protein, I'll
Mhm.
go, all right, like there's one magical animal that
Yeah.
has all of these, and that I do that reference, and usually people don't get what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like pork chops, bacon, ham, and I'm like, oh, like there's one magical animal that has all of these delicious parts.
Yeah, there's that's so good. Yeah, there was one I did it at dinner with my family a couple of days ago. They were having sushi, and I was just like, and I just go, "Wow, I can't believe I ate the whole thing." And they were like, "What are you
Oh, that's so
talking
good.
about?" And I was like, "That's Homer Simpson's yearbook quote."
Yeah. I can't believe
Is
I
I
ate the whole
can't
thing.
believe I ate the whole thing. It's so funny. Dude, I was thinking about this last night. I go, one of my favorite Simpsons lines ever in the history of ever is a line that is told that Marge says, which is like hilarious because whenever you think of like what's the funniest thing you've ever seen on The Simpsons,
Yeah.
it's never a Bart line. It's never, for me at least, it's never a Bart line. It's never a Homer line because they're always making you laugh. But like the thing that's like, wow, that is an amazing line is is Marge at one point it's like right after Homer comes home after he had Grandpa Simpson's like juice that gives you a boner and the elixir, the magical elixir,
Oh,
and
right.
she's like cross-eyed, having a great moment, because here's the thing that nobody talks about. Marge is horny. Like Marge is a horny person and nobody
Yeah.
talks about it. And I think it took me a long time to realize that the joke is that she's a hot woman that is always horny and Homer doesn't want to do anything about it because
So
like
I know you sent me that message the other day about that, and I never understood. I never I when you sent it, I was like, I thought Homer liked to fuck. Like I thought he will.
Yeah.
I never got that feeling from him that he doesn't want to fuck. I just thought
It feels like Marge wants to more, to be completely
Sure.
honest.
Yeah,
and
sure.
and so they're both like so satisfied after this elixir thing. And he gets up and he goes, "Where are my pants?" And she goes, "You threw them out the window in a fit of passion. You said you'd never need them ever again."
It's such a good line.
That is
That's
the
such a good line.
smartest line. Like,
I'll never need
just
them again.
you said I'll never, like, that's such a dude thing to say when you're horny.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just like, I'll never need these pants ever again.
That's a great
so
line.
funny.
It
It's
is.
such
It is a
good
very
line,
dude.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you
So
remember that time where Homer had he had his mouth wired shut?
yes.
And then he-
horny.
Yeah, I'm horny. And it was
Yeah.
like, what?
I
I
did have
remember
a good
watching
day
that.
today.
I remember watching that, going like, I was like, can they get away with this?
yeah,
Like,
I know.
I'm horny.
Yeah.
Like, geez, yeah, that was a good time, man.
Yeah, they
Like,
did get away with a lot of stuff.
I never thought of Homer as, like when you watch Married with Children, you go, Al doesn't want to have sex.
Right.
Al's just doesn't want to have sex. I never got that from Homer. And when you said it, I was like, is that a thing? But again, I don't claim to watch every episode every season, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that a thing now? I don't know if that was ever. I never
don't know
caught
if
that. Is
it's
what I'm saying.
I don't know if it's as like I don't know if it's as blatantly obvious as it is with Married with Children, because like Married with Children is just a way more sexualized show than The Simpsons.
Sure.
But which they don't really talk too much about sex on The Simpsons, but when they do, it is very much that, where it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, like Marge is like insatiably horny, and Homer is
Sure.
like, yeah, like I'm fine with it, which is like, I mean, it's the same. I mean, Family Guy borrowed it as well. Like, it's, Lois is this like beautiful,
Yeah.
woman that's like super horny all the time, and Peter is like, yeah, I mean, I
I
get
think that-
jealous
I think-
because my son's penis is bigger than mine.
I think
You know?
I think the trope is that the guys in both those shows, Family Guy and The Simpsons, the men are just too busy being stupid. They're too
Yes.
They're too like it's not that they don't want sex, is that they're just preoccupied with doing stupid things,
Very true.
with
Yeah.
behaving stupidly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what other line I like from The Simpsons before we move on? You know what other line
Yeah.
I like from The Simpsons is when they go to that shady ass hospital and Snake goes like, I like fell on a bullet. It's like
Yeah, it's good stuff, dude.
Good stuff.
Growing up, I used to love what's his name? The tall bully. I think it's Stinky is his name. No, it's
I
not
think
Stinky.
something.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
anyway, they catch him, and they catch Nelson and Lisa kissing, and and he goes, "Oh, you kissed a girl? That's so gay." I used to love stuff
So
like
fucking
that.
good.
Like that, or like when Cletus when Cletus and his wife are kissing at the drive-in, and she's like, "Dang, Cletus, why'd you have to park next to my parents? Now calm your britches, Gretchen. They's my parents too." Like, like just
So good. So good. Yeah. Fuck,
it's
that's
so
funny.
good.
So funny.
It's so
All right, so
quick.
so
and like,
so D23, we got
Yes.
that. We got the X-Men casting announcements.
so here's the thing about D23 is, I think if you went to D23 for media, you were happy, because we got some great media announcements.
Yeah.
Like we got like a ton of Pixar movie announcements with trailers.
Frozen
We
3.
got Frozen 3, Gatto, which we thought was going to be a Latin movie, but it's actually Italian. And then a really
Incredibles
cool
3.
Incredibles 3, a really cool new like kind of supernatural horror movie that Pixar is going to be doing, like kind of like a found footage movie. I forget the name of it, but it looks really cool as well. And then Yeah, man. I mean, Marvel, let's see. I have the actual announcement stuff here. So we have Vision Quest, which did you see the trailer for Vision Quest?
I have not seen. I tried very hard not to watch any of these trailers because
Oh,
I
I
feel
got
like
you.
especially this has been my rule for over 10 years.
Mhm.
I remember being so hyped about Man of Steel and being so proud of the fact that I did not see a single Man of Steel trailer before the movie came out. I
Yeah.
avoided it like the plague. I remember one time being in a movie theater when the Man of Steel trailer started. I closed my eyes and I literally for 2 minutes,
Yeah.
because I feel, especially with movies that or properties that you're gonna watch, like all it's doing is getting you, just ruining shit for you. It's the way I've
Yeah,
felt for over 10
sometimes.
years.
Mhm.
So I'm okay with teasers because of that. It's just a teaser, but I don't full-blown trailers. I try to avoid that. So anyways, go ahead, tell me.
No, no, no. No, that's great. So I did see the trailer for Vision Quest. It looks great. It's going to be a series. Let's see some other stuff
Vision,
here.
I thought WandaVision was one of the best shows. I was
I
super
agree.
excited.
I agree.
I in fact I thought it was too good because I think they should have released Captain America and the Winter Soldier prior to WandaVision, because WandaVision was so good that it set the bar so high, like, oh, these are how good these TV shows are going to be. And then
Right.
Captain America was, and then I was like,
Yeah, in a lot of ways, what happened, I used to say this a long time ago, because these shows came out during COVID. And there was no media happening at the time, obviously, because there's
the
how are you
world
going to
shut
shoot
down. Yeah.
things? Yeah, there's no media going on. So like um and it was, to be fair, it was the here damification of it all.
Yeah.
And the good, like, not even the good, the great thing that Disney had for their streaming service that was brand new at the time, was WandaVision,
Yeah.
and and then it kind of felt like I said, because even the Mandalorian, which the Mandalorian is fine, it's not great, it's not, but it's good. Like, it's the first season is the best that it was, and then the rest is just like, yeah, it's a space drama, like it's cool, but I it kind of felt like Disney, like, if us not having content was us starving, Disney was giving us crackers by giving us
Sure.
Captain America Winter Soldier, where it's like
Yeah.
WandaVision was a full-on meal, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
and
I feel like if they would have done it the other way around, if they would have released Captain America and Winter Soldier first, I feel like,
mhm,
oh, this is a good appetizer. Like, we would have been happy with that. And then when we got the full meal of WandaVision, we're like, this is a
right.
meal. Like, that's
Right. Yeah, I mean, everything about that show, just like how they went about it, how every episode was a different sitcom series, and like just everything about it was great. And what they're doing with Vision Quest is super cool too. It looks very different. Um but it's awesome. I mean, obviously the same actors, Paul Bettany, James Spader is going to be in it, because it involves Ultron. And yeah, so
underrated,
there's
MCU villain. Ultron was so good. James
yeah,
Spader is just fucking. I mean, he's just a master, bro.
phenomenal actor. Yeah, absolutely.
Robert
Um,
California, come on now,
Robert
come on now.
California. um, the Tangled live action. This got a huge pop in the room, because they announced Catwoman as Mother Gothel.
She's so
And that
good.
got a huge, yeah. I mean, it got a huge pop in the room. Like, people were like, "She's the best."
As it should have.
Um,
She's so good, man. She's so
of
good.
course,
Yeah,
she's
she's
always been good.
fantastic.
She's always been
Always,
good, bro.
always.
Yeah.
She in Parks and Rec, she was a standout, which is
Bro,
very
Parks and
difficult to
Rec,
do.
Step Brothers, like even the little things that she does in like small comedies, like she's
Yeah,
so
but
good.
I always bring up Parks and Rec because I remember in Parks and Rec is a star as far as comedy goes. It's
Oh yeah.
full of heavy hitters. They don't
Yeah,
fuck
the Avengers
around.
of comedy. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you have somebody standing out above the Avengers, you go, fuck.
Mhm.
You mean she's so good. When you have Amy
Right.
Poehler and you have like and you have all these amazing
Yeah,
comedic
Nick
actors
Offerman.
in
Yeah.
one, yeah, and you have all these great comedic actors in one series, and you have one person who comes in and goes, "Hey, I'm gonna show you how to do this." It's like, wow,
Right.
she was so
Yeah.
good. She's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's phenomenal. Yeah, and like I only want good things for good people because she seems like a good person, and she seems like because nobody works that long, especially in comedy, unless they're a good person. You know,
sure. Yeah, I
I
can see
mean,
that.
some people do, but that's because of their clout or whatever.
Yeah,
And
Jonah.
well, I wasn't gonna say names, but okay. So there are some people that might not have the greatest reputation, but I don't know them personally, so I'm
Sure,
saying that because this is a podcast.
but he will
I'm gonna
fucking
work with them, and,
annihilate you.
you know, yeah. Well, I'm not gonna challenge him, so I'm not worried about it. I'm not to be fair, he said he would annihilate me if I was in his weight class and his size. So and I don't think I'm those things, which is good. So
Not yet, buddy.
not yet. Not yet. So the Oswald is coming out. That's the Jon Favreau series. It's a mini series about Oswald the Lucky Bunny, who
Yeah.
Disney nerds know this, but like I don't think the general public knows this. Oswald was the first animated mascot of Disney before Mickey Mouse. And
Right.
So that's what this is about. It's about finding him and all this stuff. And
Now,
John,
quick question.
yeah.
Do you think that they're doing this so that the copyrights go back to Disney, like so that other people, you know what I mean? Because like Steamboat Willie.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, because Steamboat Willie is now off for public domain.
Yeah.
So do you think they're gonna do another Steamboat Willie? Disney's gonna do another Steamboat Willie?
They're gonna do some. They're gonna do some dramatic Steamboat Willie where Bluto was right. Like
that's so funny. Bluto was right. So I would love to see A24 take on Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, it would be great. All right. So Disney Legends came out, right? They announced a couple of Disney Legends. They introduced
some people well deserved, some people why,
yes,
but sure.
This is what I want to talk about. So Alan Tudyk, what's his name? Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk?
He became a Disney legend. I think that's well deserved. That's my opinion.
Very well deserved. Are you kidding me? So many voices, like great actor.
So many voices. Here's the thing though. In his acceptance speech, he brought up Hey Hey. And I'm just like, out of all the characters, that's your least deserving character. He's a fucking chicken. And he's not an animated chicken. He's not a anthropomorphized chicken. He's just a chicken. And I don't get the love for Hey Hey, but he brought up a very sweet story about a kid in a sick ward that his favorite character was Hey Hey or whatever. All right, so I'm not gonna whatever. But Alan Tudyk is absolutely a Disney legend. He should be. I think is
100%.
What is your opinion? And I'm asking out of curiosity. Just me and my wife disagree on this one, but what is your opinion about what's his name becoming a Disney legend? Is
Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Lin-Manuel Miranda becoming a Disney legend.
Okay. I'm going to tread very lightly with this. But okay, so to be like political about it, this is what I'm going to say, and then I'll give you my actual opinion as a person. I just think he hasn't done enough to be a legend.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
To me, the work he has done has been phenomenal. It's just not been enough. It's just not been enough. It's been 3 movies, and one of them is a Broadway show that he did not do. He did not
Yeah,
create for Disney.
Yeah, Disney acquired it. Yeah, Disney acquired it.
So, like, to me, Hamilton is my favorite musical. I have a tattoo of Hamilton. Like, I like that. That play did so much for me emotionally. It made me feel things that I love that. But that's not a Disney product. That's a Disney acquired property. That's not the same thing as a Disney product. So if you're gonna put Disney, if you're gonna make him a Disney legend based on that, it's weird to me. And then the other two things that he did is Moana, right? And Moana is phenomenal. The music in Moana is fucking top tier level shit. It's great. S tier, bro. And then the other thing was, he was in the remake or the sequel to Mary Poppins, and he sucked in that movie. He fucking sucked in Mary Poppins. So you get one S tier, another amazing thing that he did not create for Disney, but is now owned by Disney, and something that sucked. Like, those are the three things. Am I missing anything? Is there something else that he did for Disney that you're like, oh, I forgot about that? Like, I don't fucking see it.
The only thing that you forgot, but it's also not that big of a deal, is that he also did the music for The Little Mermaid. But he only did the new songs. He didn't do any of the, obviously,
you mean the ones that nobody remembers? That's the songs that's on his resume. Oh, don't forget the songs that nobody remembers from The Little Mermaid. What? Sir? Get the fuck out of here.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I was so and I feel bad saying that because I am a fan of Lin-Manuel Miranda. I am a fan
he's
of
so
his.
talented. Yeah,
it's super talented, and he's Latino, which is another, again, if
huge
I'm gonna
plus.
go a huge plus for me because I'm super biased. I get that. Like, I'm not trying to hide that. All of these things are great. I just think that it's not yet. And then I was having this conversation with my wife. My wife was like, he's fucking great. You're never going to get me to say he doesn't deserve whatever the fuck he gets. And I'm like, I just think this is such a weird thing. And here's the fucking rub. Do you know who is not a Disney legend?
Who's that?
Jim fucking Cummings.
That's kind of insane. Considering that Jim Cummings is the voice of Winnie the Pooh, who Winnie the Pooh is, like, other than Mickey Mouse, like, one of the most important Disney characters in Disney history. By the way,
for 40 plus years.
Yeah.
For 40 years, he's been the voice of, among other things, but yes, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. Like, you're just like, what now?
But also Darkwing Duck for the millennials. Like, he's been the voice of so many things.
This guy's 40 plus years.
Guy's literally a legend.
40 plus years.
Yeah.
He's a fucking walking icon. And he's not a Disney legend. Like, this is wild to me.
I will say this, bro. I was happier that Lin-Manuel Miranda was a legend this year, because last year I was so upset that they gave a legend award to Kelly Ripa.
Oh, fuck, man.
I was like, why?
Okay. See, but so even Kelly Ripa, I understand. Here's why.
What has she done for Disney, Neri?
Well, she works for ABC. She works for ABC. ABC. She works for ABC, and she's worked for ABC for 20 years. How long has it been that she's been part of that show?
I mean, I don't remember a time when she wasn't on.
I do. I remember when it was Regis and Kathy Lee. I remember that as a child. Okay. I mean, I'm talking about like as a 9-year-old. I remember talking.
Yeah.
So, but I'm 44, so that's not to say, like, she's been on ABC, the face of that morning show for ABC with Phyllis with Regis Philbin. Yeah. So she's been there for 20 years, right? I'm gonna say 20. I mean, you can look that up. I'm
probably
guessing
more,
here. But I'm gonna say 20 years to be on the safe side. So if you want to give her a Disney legend, again, ABC is owned by Disney. I get that, makes sense to me more so than Lin-Manuel. And again, I hate saying that because I don't want to seem as if I'm hating. I just don't think it's enough. I don't think he's done it long enough. I don't think he's had enough projects under his belt for Disney that would that would deem him a quote unquote Disney legend. I find it odd. I find it odd. And then when you couple that with Jim Cummings is not a Disney legend, it's just that's wild to me.
I did look this up. Kelly Ripa has been with ABC for 35 years, which is going on Jim Cummings' amount of time. which is like, you know, I don't know. Part of me, you know,
if you think about it, like, shout out to me because you said 35 years, and I said I remember Kelly and I remember Regis and Kathy Lee when I was 9. I'm 44. I was to 35 years afterwards.
That's pretty good.
Like, so pretty good. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were saying.
No. All I was trying to say was that there's a huge possibility that Lin-Manuel was given this award because they just wanted the audience at D23 to be happy with who they were giving the award to, maybe. But then I think about it.
Jim Cummings would be a fucking, come on, man.
But then I think you're right, because then I think about it and I'm like, well, no, because the audience is a bunch of Disney dorks, so it's gonna be like a Rick Moranis in the Spaceballs panel situation where the guy can't even talk for 3 minutes because people are just excited that he's there and like what he means to people and like even still like meaning to their kids and like all these different things because he's still the voice of Winnie the Pooh, you know, and Tigger and all these like great characters, you know, besides the Winnie the Pooh universe, like Darkwing and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think
it's a travesty. It is a fucking travesty that Jim Cummings is not. And again, I was already, I don't want to say upset, but I was already confused because I remember my wife watching the Lin-Manuel Miranda introduction, and I was just like induction, and I remember watching it going like, I don't know if he deserves it. He's a legend. I don't know if you know what the word legend means, but legend is weird. And then the next day, I find out that Jim Cummings is not, and I'm like that's the anger. Yeah. That's when the anger came in. That's when I was like, no.
I completely follow you in the if Disney was going to give like a 5-year achievement award or like even like not even a legend, call it an icon award.
Yeah.
You know, like this guy he's not a Disney legend, but he's a Disney icon. And it was Lin-Manuel. I don't think anybody would argue. Like people would be like,
if you said
he is an icon for sure.
So not a legend, but if you said Lin-Manuel Miranda was a Disney popular guy, I'm like, okay, give him the popular guy award.
100%. Give him the popular guy award.
Give him the popular guy award. He got it. He got it.
If there was an award for S-tier musical, great soundtrack, crappy acting performance, and Mary Poppins Returns award, I give it to Lin-Manuel.
He's a first ballot. He's a first ballot at that point.
I'd be mad if anybody else got it. You know, but him.
Like,
who
else is in the running? There's a part of me that wonders and I hate the fact that I've become this cynical. But there's a part of me when I saw Lin-Manuel Miranda get inducted as a Disney legend. There's a part of me that wondered how much of that was to make him happy so that he stays with the company I wonder if there's like another project.
I'm the same way, dude. I'm the same way.
I wonder if there's another project that Disney wants him for. That they're saying that they had meetings going like, well, if we give him the Disney Legends Award, that would make him happier, and he was, and then he'll be more enticed to do that project that we're thinking about asking him to do. I just wonder. I don't know if that's a thing. I'm not saying that's what happened. I am just literally wondering because it seems so out of place. And I again, when you get inducted next to Alan
Tudyk,
Alan Tudyk, like that to me is a different level. Like there's so many projects that he had,
of course,
right? And it's just like, oh man.
Well, it's just years. It's years of iconic characters and just like so many different things for the company itself, as opposed to like, not that Lin-Manuel hasn't had a vast career. He's just had a very short career with Disney. You know what I mean?
Correct.
That's all it is.
I wonder if and I forget his name, and I feel really bad for saying it this way, but I wonder if what's his name? The the guy from Cheers, Cliff from Cheers, and I forget his name. I'm really bad. What's his name?
Ted Danson.
No, the guy from Cheers, where he's Cliff, where he's in all the Pixar movies. He's in every Pixar movie. He played the pig.
Man.
He played the pig in Toy Story.
Oh yes, I do know who you're talking about. But I don't remember his name.
Is it
Yes.
Radcliffe? Sam? I forgot who his name is. And I feel really bad. But anyways, I don't know if he's a Disney legend, but I hope he is, because that guy's been, and again, we're talking about 20 plus years of Pixar movies. And I'm like, yeah, you should definitely be a Disney legend. And he's the only one, by the way. He's the only one that's been a voice in every Pixar movie.
Yeah.
He for a long time. I remember him being the only actor that wasn't part of the studio that was invited to the company picnics and the company like softball games and stuff like that. And Rattenberg, something like that. Damn, man, it's at the tip of my tongue.
I'll look it up while you're talking.
I wonder if he's a Disney legend, because that guy to me is like, yeah, these are people that I hate to sound like I'm shitting on Lin-Manuel Miranda. I don't think we are. I don't think we are. This is what I was gonna say, because this is my thought about Hamilton. But like, because it's not that I think that the musical is bad whatsoever. I think that the musical is phenomenal. But I personally think that the worst part of that musical is that Lin-Manuel Miranda plays Alexander Hamilton. Interesting. And a lot of people are like, what do you mean? And I'm like, and it's not because he's bad. It's not because he's bad. He's good. The problem is that everybody around him is phenomenal. Sure. And he's just good. Right. I get that. I can see that. You know what I mean? That's all I mean by it. All I mean is that literally everybody around him is S tier and he's A tier. Like that's what it is. And then ultimately you have to tell yourself, well, he wrote the musical, so he gets a pass. So he's technically not an A tier, he's an S tier because he wrote the whole thing. He wrote the whole thing, right? Yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, so then there's that. And also I think musical people don't agree with me, but a lot of movie people do. I think the thing that Lin-Manuel Miranda knows how to do more than I think anybody in the past 30 years, especially for Disney, is write songs for women. Like he's great. Every song he's written for a female in a Disney movie or in Hamilton is literally the climax of whatever of the Moana. Like it's the best part of Moana. It's the best part of like he just knows how to write songs for female leads. He just knows how to do it. Musical people are like, yeah, but what about the Washington thing? And I'm like, look, it's not that he can't write great music. I'm just saying and also the fact that a man can write such great music for a female is very rare. You know what I mean? Like that's very rare. But there's, to every song in Moana, there's also a song that he wrote for Aquafina, and you're like, ugh. That's very true. Without the songs that he wrote for Moana, we wouldn't have a scuttlebutt. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, we wouldn't have a scuttlebutt. What's his name, man? It's Rattenberg. I'm finding out right now. It's got to be something Rattenberg, and it's killing me. It's at the tip of my tongue. But John Rattenberger. John Rattenberger. There you go. Is he a Disney legend? Do we know? Can we Google? Is he a Disney legend? We can Google. I don't think he is. I don't think he is, but I think he should be. I mean, if he I'll tell you what. If Tom Hanks isn't a Disney legend, he's not. Another shocking, because Tim Allen. You know what I mean? Yeah, because Tim Allen is. Tim Allen is a Disney legend, but and again, I understand why Tim Allen is, and I would even say I understand why Tim Allen is before Tom Hanks. Sure. Because he's done rides and stuff for them too. Not only rides, but he also was on Home Improvement, which was on ABC. and that was a highly successful TV show
Yeah.
before he even became Buzz Lightyear. So I get that.
Yeah.
I understand that. That makes sense to me. But to not have Tom Hanks is pretty
One of my
fucking
favorite
crazy.
Home Improvement jokes was about was when they're babysitting a little girl, and Tim Allen is there with Randy, and Randy is playing with the girl, and he has a little lion because he's the voice of
Yeah.
Simba. And then he's like,
Oh,
I don't want to play don't play with that. And then he brings out Buzz Lightyear and he goes, this is the
yeah.
toy you want to play with. Like that's like
Oh,
one of
that's
my
a good one.
favorite Home Improvement bits. Because it's like
That's good.
those were the two movies that
That was
both
funny.
of them were doing those movies for Disney.
I
which is really funny.
remember there was a joke in Home Improvement.
Oh my God,
with,
Neri,
with it-
he's also Santa Claus. He's Santa
Yes.
Claus.
Yeah, again,
Like-
I understand Tim Allen being.
Yeah.
Being. That's why I said I understand him being in.
Yeah. I just
allegedly
realized it too. Like I was
before
like,
Tom
you're right.
Hanks,
He's Santa
but-
Claus for Disney.
But Tom Hanks should also be there at some point. You know, whatever. But dude,
Yeah,
it's
of
fucking
course.
wild. It's just wild to me.
Well,
This is
it's
wild to
funny
me.
because to go to rides for a second, because there is some big news that I didn't talk about. Is they're redoing the Carousel of Progress, and they're bringing in new animatronics and all this stuff, and they announced the voices. They announced the voices for Father and Mother. Most people mostly care about Baxter, the dog. He's going to be the same cutest dog animatronic in the face of the earth, other than the dog holding the keys in Pirates of the Caribbean. And the father is going to be Bryan Cranston, and the
Okay.
mother is Jamie Lee Curtis.
I was hoping that you would have said Lupita Nyong'o.
She's
to
supposed
piss
to be the
people off.
mother of the future, really?
Yeah, she's supposed to be the mother of the future. Really, really. This fucking woke shit out of here.
But you're right, because when that news came out, I was like, oh, is this like to try to make these like more Jamie Lee Curtis than Bryan Cranston? But Jamie Lee Curtis should also be a Disney legend because she's done so much for the company with Freaky Friday and like Haunted Mansion stuff, and just she's an amazing Disney legend, but like, or should be. But
the Freaky Friday sequel was actually really good. I saw it.
Yes,
I didn't see it until recently. I didn't see it until recently, and I'm like, hey, this is actually really good.
Yeah. It was a pretty good sequel for sure.
Yeah.
And but all that to say that, like, going back to what you were saying about Lin-Manuel, where like there's probably a huge possibility that Disney is just like, we're gonna give you this because we want you to feel like you're going to be eternally immortalized, but also we want to work with you on this other thing. So maybe if you're an animatronic voice, then that kind of thing. Because getting somebody like a Bryan Cranston and a Jamie Lee Curtis now, given that they have a lot of heat in the acting business, or in the acting side of things, that if they're in stuff for Disney, like, it's going to be a bigger deal. So yeah, that was the big reveal, was the Carousel of Progress, and the Yeti being back, and Villains Land, which I thought was hilarious that they just called it Villains Land. Like, literally every theme park nerd was like, we could have. I mean, that's why everybody was like, it could have been an email, because like nobody, like, it took no thought. Like, there was the people doing the rumors, I feel like did more work.
I feel like it was a placeholder that forgot to get it forgot to be taken out. Like, oh, like we'll just call it Villains Land for right now, and then they never came back to it. And they're like, oh shit, we released that. Oh fuck, that was supposed to be a placeholder.
We have a new popcorn stand. What are you gonna call it? We're calling it popcorn.
Popcorn stand. Popcorn stand.
Like, okay.
All right.
Sure. Yeah, like, just like, anyway, but like, also a really good thing, if you're, because I know you're into sneakers and like clothing and fashion and all that stuff,
or sneakers specifically, but
sneakers specifically. But I did want to talk about this because Disney also had a fashion conference, which is insane. Disney had a fashion panel, but their head of merch right now is Bobby Kim of the Hundreds. Do you know who that
Uh,
is?
No, but I really thought you were gonna say Bobby Newport, and that would have been so fucking funny to me.
No,
Such a
not Bobby
such a
Newport.
deep cut for those nerds. Go ahead.
No, not Bobby Newport. Bobby Kim from the Hundreds, who is a guy who he's had like a streetwear brand for like 20 years and very, very popular. And there's some new merch that's coming out. It's actually coming out tonight at midnight. And it's 100% going to sell out because he makes great stuff. And it's like he does like old, like vintage, like, the shirts that are coming out are like Sorcerer Mickey, a vintage Sorcerer Mickey, a vintage Lady and the Tramp, Oliver and Company, like that kind of vibe. Little Mermaid.
Sure, yeah.
Shoe Palace had some great stuff as well. I think you saw the Shoe Palace stuff where it came in a VHS cover. Citizen is making some watches if you're a watch person. It's a little too steep for me, but they're beautiful, and if they're willing to give me a watch, I will wear it 100%.
It's about
Adidas,
time that Jim
yeah,
Cummings
it's about time. Yeah, it's about time. Yeah, it's also Adidas is continuing their line with Disney as well. This year and I could talk about this in regards because it has nothing to do with me, even though something involving Disney does involve me that I can't talk about with Adidas. But Adidas is continuing their thing, and they revealed everything. However, they did not reveal the thing that I filmed and did, so I cannot talk about it still. But they did reveal because they did very well with the Toy Story line that came out earlier. Did you see the Toy Story Adidas?
No,
those shits were good.
No.
They were nice. They were nice for sure. I mean, I know you're a Jordan guy. You're a Jordan 3 and 4 guy.
Well, I'm a Nike guy specific generally, but Jordan, yeah. But I was about to jump on before we got on this podcast on this episode today. I was heavily considering getting on the Back to the Future Nikes that just came out.
Yeah,
and I was just like,
yeah, they're sick.
Yeah, they're sick. But I was
they're
like,
coming in. They're coming in today. Yeah. So yeah, those are coming in today for me. I'm excited. They are a bit expensive, but they're worth it.
Hey man, and whatever you fucking
yeah, it's up.
I'm literally looking down and there's like 7 pairs of fucking shoes next to me. I'm like, fucking get them.
Yeah. So yeah. And then what's it called? Who knows what's going to happen with Adidas and the Simpsons. I know that they come out with a bunch of Simpsons stuff as well, but yeah, Adidas and Disney are thick as thieves, which is really cool. And there's some important stuff with a big Disney brand. That's what I will say that is happening. There's stuff I will say this. There's stuff that even Neri doesn't know about because I'm worried that someone at Disney will shoot me. So yeah. And Neri knows quite a bit about what
it's gonna be the Punisher. It's gonna be the Punisher.
It's not. What? Yeah.
So good. Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, dude, D23 was crazy. Did you want to talk about X-Men casting or Gremlins 3?
Gremlins 3 I'm very interested about because they announced that Christopher Columbus it's gonna be in the movie. Christopher Columbus is directing it, which I think is a great director for that project.
Agreed.
And then on top of that, he made the announcement saying that they're going to be bringing back puppeteers. There's not going to be any CGI. And I'm like, that's very interesting. So I find that very interesting. I'm not the anti-CGI guy that I don't know how you feel about it, but I know Mercadal is very much anti-CGI and prefers practical effects. I am whatever is best for the film. I think it's best for it. So I'm not anti-CGI, and I'm not everything is better practical. But I do like the idea of, with a property like Gremlins that started off when there was no CGI, when it started off with everything had to be practical. I like the idea of continuing that franchise in a practical manner. So
Me
I
too.
like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
me too.
you know, you know,
I,
there's
I'm
Steven Spielberg is producing it.
yeah,
So
as he
you know,
produced all the other ones, and Joe Dante is also involved, which is great too. Yeah, like it's good stuff. I mean, I will say, for anybody that doesn't know Gremlins, think
read
Baby
a
Yoda
book.
before Baby Yoda.
read a
um like literally the Mandalorian. I don't know if you remember this, but the Mandalorian came out and Joe Dante tweeted a picture of Baby Yoda and was like, "This is Gizmo."
Yeah.
Like literally was like,
I thought that. I thought when I saw it, I was like, this is Gizmo. What are we doing? Why are we doing
yeah,
this? Like,
yeah,
and same thing when I saw Wally. When I saw Wally, I was like, this is Johnny Five. Why the fuck are
yeah. It's
we
true.
pretending this is not Johnny Five? So
Yeah,
yeah, I get that. I get that. You
but
know.
yeah. I mean, to kind of like uh to kind of like reiterate what you were saying about CGI. It's not that I'm anti CGI. I think truthfully what it is, I agree with you in that I'm somebody that like whatever suits the movie the best is going to be the best thing.
Yeah.
But I also in a perfect world, if we could have a marriage of practical and CGI like a Jurassic Park situation, that would be the most
Sure.
perfect thing. It's just the most
I
expensive
agree.
thing to do.
I agree. That's what I agree with the most. And yeah, just I will say that there is something to be said about practical effects, practical stunts. I think that
Agreed.
is practical stunts. When you do these- That's what I think. That's why practical stunt work is better than CGI stunt work. But then again,
Of
you look at the
course.
Matrix and you're like, well, and you look at the Matrix and you're like, well, they did something right, and that was CGI. So
Yeah.
who knows, you know? All right. So
I mean, it's again when it's done perfectly, it's great. It's like amazing. You know what I mean?
correct. Yeah,
Because when they did it in the Matrix, it was done flawlessly. So
correct.
like, and just like Jurassic Park mixing the two, like it was done flawlessly. Like that's why, because your eye is being tricked so much, you don't know if it's real or not. So like
Correct.
that's what's so great. That's like what makes, and it's something I talk about on this podcast a lot. It's like that's what makes movies magical. Like that's what's let's bring back magic to movies. Like that's why I fell in love with movies, is because they're the whole like how did they do that
Yeah,
is such a great, and going back to the Odyssey, like the Odyssey is very much like how did they do that? Like how did they do
yeah,
that practically? Like, just seeing like how they did the stuff with the giants, and how they did the Cyclops stuff, and like just so and all of it's practical, so it's just like it's literally just like tricks. It's just eye tricks. That's all it was, but that's what makes movies so special, when somebody cares that much, you know um and to kind of, which in a good way, it's kind of, I feel bad for the person, but like in a good way, this whole Eli Roth controversy is a good thing, because people are like, well, we don't want to see movies where you're not putting your heart and soul in it, and you're not um showing us anything that a computer can fart out in 13 minutes, because I can just do that on
ironically,
my phone.
apparently that's very ironic, because apparently Eli Roth has gone on binges, has gone on soapbox tangents before in the last couple of years, talking about why horror movies are not good anymore, is because not putting
Mhm.
the hard effort into it. And then he comes with this flop,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, also like you'd be surprised what people would do for a paycheck. My agent tells me all the time. She says she says it's not a will you do it, it's how much.
yeah, yeah,
Because and that's something that she told me all the time, cuz like she's she's never really had this conversation with me, but she has a lot of clients that she talks about. And I'm not talking out of school by telling you this story, but like she does have a lot of clients, female clients, where they're in a show and like there's nudity in the show and they don't want to do nudity or whatever. And it's like, well, you decided to be in a show about strippers. What did you think was going to happen? You know what I mean? Like, like you thought you were going to get your Emmy nomination for like being the background in a strip club. Like that's not what this is about, you know? So it's not will you do it? It's how much. And majority of the time it's like, if the paycheck is good enough, then people will do it. You know, but sometimes, you know, there's also a lot of people with morals and like at least their own personal morals, not to say that by doing that it's right or wrong. It's completely a case by case basis. But
I think if it's right for you, I think if you're comfortable doing it, as long as you're comfortable doing it, right?
100%.
Yeah, and not to get too much into the down. I don't want to get, you know, I do feel bad because Hayden Panettiere passed away recently.
Yeah, I know.
This week, and I feel bad because she, you know, recently spoke up about situations that she was put in that she was not comfortable with, and it just, I mean, I hate the fact that the industry is that bad. Like it's always been that bad, but I hate the fact that it's not. Just when we think it's getting better, shit like this happens, and you're like, oh man, I did not know. I was unaware of her particular battles with substance abuse. I did not know that until she passed away, unfortunately. And I was a huge fan of her work, as I'm sure you are as well. But I just, as long as you're comfortable with it, do whatever you want, do whatever it takes. I don't feel like anything is off limits if you're doing it for artistic work, or even if you're doing it for money. But if you're comfortable doing it for money, then do it for, you know what I mean? If you're comfortable, again, you don't want to do anything that, even if it's for money, you don't want to do anything that you're not comfortable with, dude. You don't.
I mean, something I have told my agent, and I'll say it on the air as well, I don't have a problem with it. Because she has asked me before, like, you know, if I'm comfortable with nudity and things like that. And I told her I'm comfortable with nudity if it's funny. So I was like, if the point is that the punchline is that you are seeing a naked body, I will 100% do it. There is nothing, to me, there's nothing, like, I love that Forgetting Sarah Marshall scene. Like, like I think because it's so real, you know what I mean? Like, that's just such a real thing. Like, a naked breakup is like such a real thing and something I've actually gone through. And so like I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I will do pretty much anything for comedy. But I was like, which I don't think that, you know, and this is a whole nother conversation, but like shows and movies aren't necessarily doing scenes that are very like romantic or like or that kind of like, or too overly sexual anymore. And because the Gen Alpha and Gen Z are very uncomfortable by it, which is
so
fine.
There's that movie that came out. There's that movie that just came out, right?
Yeah.
That is it a Netflix? That Netflix rom-com.
Yeah, the Purge, but it's with sex.
Right.
Yeah.
And I said that he cut out. He sees nudity because he feels that Gen Alpha are not comfortable with nude scenes.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of that because he kept talking about gratuitous scenes or whatever. I'm like, it's a romantic comedy. It's a comedy. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, and I just, like, one of my favorite things as a child, one of my favorite scenes, and I know it's gonna sound however it's gonna sound, but one of my favorite scenes from the movie Airplane was that scene where that woman just jumps in front, shows her titties, and then leaves. And it wasn't, yes, of course, as a 10-year-old watching titties was great. But what I remembered clearly and distinctively remembering as a 10-year-old laughing at how ridiculous it was to have that scene in there. I'm like, there's no reason for that scene. It's just, but that's the whole joke. The whole joke is that they're making fun of gratuitous nudity. And I don't understand why that's become a thing now, where you're now actively trying to get rid of nudity for the sake of, like, I don't feel comfortable. It's like, well, to quote Mike Valdez, stop being a bitch. Like, just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What?
I mean,
it's a romantic comedy. I feel as if nudity is validated in those situations. I don't know,
I think truthfully what it is like something that's, this is just me putting on my psychology hat on, my other hat that I'm wearing. And I'm just saying, this is like, just the armchair expert about this, but like, just I think that nude scenes have become something where Gen Z and Gen Alpha look at it and they're like, this is what I look at in private, and I don't want to look at this with people. Because movies, if movies are watched correctly, it's a communal experience. And we all know the awkwardness of watching a movie with a sex scene and our parents are in the room.
I think should have to.
It is a rite of passage. I agree.
Like, oh, remember that. That's the thing these kids are not gonna have later on. They're gonna have that moment of like, oh, I remember things.
So
like, sure, you want to have that? I guess I don't know.
Well,
not the awkward moment, the communal event of reminiscing about that awkward moment. That's what I'm talking about. It's like we should all want to be able to be like, oh man, I remember that. I remember when I went through that. Like that should be a thing, I guess.
Yeah,
but it's not gonna be a thing,
dude. Let me tell you, my cousin. If I bring up the two words Eddie Murphy, my cousin will always tell me this story. My cousin, who's a female, by the way, not a male, remembers going to the movies to see Coming to America, right?
Yeah.
And she's there with her parents, and then she goes, and I will never forget, this woman comes out of the bathtub and she's naked and she's like, the royal penis is clean, your highness. And then my mom was like, asqueroso. And then they all left the movie. And she can never watch an Eddie Murphy.
Your cousin, Coming to America was 22 minutes long.
Yes, exactly.
It's hilarious.
Which, by the way, by the way, I was gonna say that's giving it grace. I'm pretty sure that's the first thing that happens in the movie.
I think that's like minute 7. I think I saw.
Yeah, that's like
interesting. Yeah,
it's like literally right after the directed by credit. Like it happens like immediately. So like
I'm including the trailer. I'm including the previews.
including the previews. Yeah, dude. But like, I mean, if I talk about Eddie Murphy at any point, she's like, do you know? And I go, yes, Arlene, I know that you went and saw Coming to America. And I tell the whole story. And she's like, how do you know that story? And I go, because you tell me every single time I bring up Eddie Murphy's name.
Every time. But again, that's a story that she would not have if the director was like, well, gratuitous nudity. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Stop being a bitch. Stop being a bitch.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree, because I think that it should be a rite of passage. I think that it should be more normalized that you have a weird moment with your parents.
You just have a weird moment and you laugh about it. You laugh about it and it becomes this thing, and it's not I mean, come on, man. Like,
you move on, and either you watch the movie later or you don't.
You grow, you laugh, you move on, and you fucking move on. And again, it doesn't hurt anybody. It's not like, oh my god, this is it. My eyes burn from seeing. Like, come on, stop being a bitch.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. But yeah.
All right, listen. I had more things that we want to talk about, but we got to wrap things up. Mercadal's going to be back with us next week. I want to do that. I want to do that roundabout game where I sent you, where we name an actor and then we name the movies that they've been in and see who.
Oh, I love that
name. Yeah. So, but doing that with 2 people is ridiculous. So we got to do it with at least when Mercadal's back. But anyways, make sure you guys check us out. Valdez, anything you want to promote, anything you can promote right now? I know you got a lot of things in the can that haven't come out yet, but anything you can promote right now?
No, if you're watching this the day that it comes out, and you were at the show at the Miami Improv last night with me and Brittany Brave and Ellie Rodriguez and Oriol Rodriguez, thank you for coming out. You rock. You're amazing. I had such a good time. It was a sold out show. Such a fun, great energy. Yeah, just I needed that show. So thank you guys for coming out and supporting and buying merch and being so sweet. And other than that, just follow me on Instagram. I'll start posting things when I can. But yeah, other than that, just on a personal note, I had an eye surgery on Friday of last week. So I'm just recovering from that. And that's pretty much it. I had eye surgery. Yeah, I had eye surgery because I've been eating too much pussy. So it's just one of those things where it's
All
unfortunate.
I see is pussy, son.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. They had to. No, it's no. Honestly, you know what it was, and what's so funny is when I tell people that I had an eye surgery, and they go, "For what?" And I go, because I still wear my glasses, and I was like, "Oh, I had a lazy eye corrected," and they were like, "You had a lazy eye? I never noticed that." And I was like, "Well, I wish that I knew that you never noticed it because I did this surgery."
Did the surgery just for you, buddy.
Yeah, no, not just for you, but you know what I mean.
I know, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, check out Mike Valdez. Check out at thekidfromup.com.
Yes.
My website is whatwashisname.com. Ordinary Science on everything. Follow me on everything and YouTube and all that jazz. So make sure you guys check it out. Thank you for checking us out, and that's how winning is done. Bow, 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 bow.